Hello, my name is Mark Titterington and welcome to another edition of the Forum for the Future of Agriculture's Food Systems podcast. Earlier this year at our annual conference, my colleague Alex Turk had the opportunity to interview some of our fantastic speakers. So sit back and enjoy some of the interesting insights and takeaways that we were able to take from this year's annual conference. Alex, over to you.
Roman Tarnovsky joins me now, and you work for Indigo. You are one of their supporting partners of the FFA this year, and you provide a platform for growers to become more profitable, to do it sustainably. What's your focus on how to achieve that, first of all?
It's a few pillars to this. I think we've started the company by motivation of not only bringing the change to agriculture and moving agriculture to a sustainable world, but by making it farmer-centric. And I think that's the key part, because what we believe in is that at the core, farmer does need to be incentivized. It does need to see direct benefit of doing this. So we've built a structure, built a platform, built the programs that help farmers making the change, that help them access financial revenue for making that change through multiple ways.
And so when you talked to the forum today, and we were talking about innovation for profitable, climate smart, nature positive agri-food sector, what was your main message, Roman?
Well, I've tried to focus on reflections from our journey, and it's really a journey. And on a journey, you win, you make mistakes, and I think I was just trying to pass what we've learned. And I think sort of synthesizing it, I think to me, there are three big elements of learning. One is what I already said, and this is core to what we do. Farmers need to be incentivized. It's central to help farmers both make the change and, as importantly, to keep the change for the longevity. So having incentives for farmers is important. The second one, and I think it's particularly important when we think about it as an industry, we've got to design innovation for scale. That's one of the challenges, is that there's a plethora of pilots, but bringing scale to this is absolutely paramount. And the last one, and I felt we had a good conversation, was the point that innovation needs to earn farmers' trust. It's so central. Farmers are entrepreneurs who take risks, but they also have very limited number of opportunities for profit. So we owe it to them to earn their trust.
So they may be experts on their land, on their soil, but are they experts in digital technologies? And where does that fit into this conversation?
First of all, I think farmers are fantastic to learn from. There's always a farmer doing something you never thought was possible. So it's like learning from people. And I think farmers are great entrepreneurs, and there's a lot from them. But I think this is part of designing for scale. You can do a lot of things on a single farm, but the power of designing innovation for scale is that every farmer benefits from their neighbor or somebody else being in the program. I think this is one of the elements that we try to bring as Indigo, is that by being part of a bigger population, you benefit. Your data collection becomes easier, so participating in the program becomes a lot less onerous. You actually generate more benefits from the same hectare or acre because there are more people. There's less statistical uncertainty. This is the type of benefits we've got to be thinking about it, but it's got to be done in a way that farmers trust where their data goes and what they're part of.
And is that where there might be a bit of a gap? There's the theory, and then in practice?
There is, and I think it's part of this is natural. I think earning trust is a continuous exercise. You earn it, and you have to continuously earn it. Innovation also has element of risk, and I think we need to continuously be transparent with this. But you're right. I think this is part of the challenge with a plethora of pilots. How do you move it from hundreds, thousands of pilots to actually something that operates consistently? Very specific challenge to agriculture is supply chains are designed crop by crop. So there is, if you look at it, you can map what happens in corn, but farmer doesn't grow just corn in that field. It's corn, soy, or in Europe, it's 6 different crops, and they go to different places. We've got to be relevant to that particular farmer, to that particular field, and to how they want to operate it. And there's a last element, and goes back to some of the gap and some of the things we need to continue to address. Farmers need to maintain choice, and farmers have the right to choose what they want. So we need to stay away from temptation to be prescriptive. We need to provide, we need to enable, but we ought to not cross the line into telling the farmer what to do.
And what did you learn in terms of the voices on the panel and from the wider forum today? What really struck a chord and resonated with you? We had John Deere up there and spokesperson from Microsoft. What did you learn?
I've learned about the amazing technologies. I've also learned that we're actually looking at different at very similar problems from different angles. And it was perhaps a reinforced learning. I think there's definitely a lot of room for collaboration. I think you've heard from the panel that we all quoted examples of actually working together on multiple things, so collaboration is there. But it was also some of the questions that I think pointed to the bigger opportunity for collaboration. We know how to do things in markets with big commercial farms. It's taken this type of technologies to smallholders, taken them to other parts of the world that I think we need to figure out ways to do effectively, but also to build on each other's strengths. And not everybody need to do everything. I think we can combine capabilities, we can collaborate more, and we can go faster. I think there's a lot about going faster.
I wondered how concerned you are that things don't go far enough or fast enough, but I wonder if you feel that forums like today accelerate the thought process, the conversation and the collaboration.
Absolutely. I think, and this is the central part of a platform like this. It's not only a like-minded audience, but it's like-minded audience with tough questions. And I really appreciate questions that put a finger saying, have you thought about this? Yeah. How are you doing enough? And to your point, I think we all agree on one thing. We're not going fast enough. Impatience is great. Impatience needs to combine with persistence and also a lot of creativity to move things along. I think Forum is absolutely the right platform for this.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your persistence. Thank you for your participation today. Enjoy the rest of the forum. Roman, thank you very much.
Thank you for the discussion.
You've been listening to another edition of the Food Systems Podcast, brought to you by the Forum for the Future of Agriculture. Join us again next time.